Back to dishing the details here on ubnradio.com in the heart of Hollywood, and it's an absolutely beautiful day
Yes.
today, and we have the most beautiful guest,
Oh, thank you.
Molly Basler, and she is the owner of Inside Out Fitness.
Fitness wellness.
Fitness Wellness. Explain to us exactly what that is and how you got into that business.
Okay.
And don't forget to tell them that you're so beautiful that you were in Karate Kid.
Woo! I was always into sports. I have 3 older brothers, so I was raised, at the beach, body surfing, running, basketball, tennis. I had a tennis instructor, and I was on track, and so I loved, moving and being in good shape. And then I went into modeling and acting, and was doing all of that, lived a very glamorous life in Hollywood, and but I started to feel empty inside, like something wasn't enough, that I was always perfecting my outside, that I was always, and I got so burnt out looking at my 8x10, and if I was perfect enough, if I was good enough. And of course, then it just gets worse and worse. And so I started to learn to meditate. And then things started to shift, and then I started to do the yoga practice. And then thusly became the Inside Out Fitness. At first it was just fitness, but the wellness aspect is your well-being, your soul, your spirit, like your emotion. How do you feel about yourself? Are you happy? Are you stressed? Do you have good positive thoughts? So when I started to meditate and do yoga, I shifted. And I felt good on the inside. And yes, you still want to be hot. And we talked about that, inner peace, but outer hotness.
Absolutely.
But what is it like? It's, if you have this great outside, but feel like crap, because for a long time, that's what my story was. And then I found my true passion. And this is it. It's like really bringing wellness to the world. I always say to the world, one person at a time, and especially women, because we have so much pressure on us to look a certain way, but how do we feel?
And don't you think that happens an awful lot in the entertainment industry,
Yes.
in particular, because you see a lot of the young girls now that are very successful in their careers, but they're trying to even reinvent themselves at the age of 22.
Right.
And I think they are unhappy.
Right, because they don't, it's really everything is inside of us. That's the empowerment. We were talking about my yogini.
Explain what a yogini is, because I have done yoga throughout my life at various periods, but I never knew yogini.
Right,
I'm ashamed to say that.
Well, nobody uses that word. It's always yoga, yogi, autobiography of a yogi, but a yogini is a female practitioner of yoga. So I'm a yogini, you're a yogini. And then as we practice, we go higher into consciousness, and the higher the consciousness, the better it is. But yogini is a female practitioner, yoga practitioner.
I didn't know that. I learned that today. And I also learned I need to start doing yoga again. I mean, goodness gracious. When you got into, let's step back a little bit, you said first you got into meditation. And I have done meditation throughout my life, and particularly when you're getting out of school in the 60s and all, it really became something to do. So did yoga, actually. I think there was a revival of yoga and meditation and all during the 60s and the day of the flower power people and all. And that's when the Beatles went and studied with what was his name?
I don't know.
The Maharishi
Rashi.
Yogi. At any rate, there was a lot of that going on. I find it difficult sometimes to clear my mind to meditate. And did somebody instruct you on how to meditate?
Yes, my first teacher and he still is my teacher, Siri Satnam Singh. He's a Kundalini master. So he was my first meditation teacher and yoga teacher. And then from there, I also studied Wayne Dyer's. Wayne Dyer has
yes. I really admire him.
Yes, I've met him a couple of times. I've done yoga with him. I've had lunch with him, and he does a practice called Chopra. So I do, and then I start, what happens is as a student, then you become a teacher, then you start creating your own way. So I've created my own way of meditation, guided meditation. I have my students create a mantra card, like an intention card with a mantra on it. So mantra means vehicle for your mind.
And you give us an example of a mantra that someone might use out there that is having trouble meditating now, so that they can clear their mind.
Right.
And
I
start
like to
meditating.
you can focus on the word love, joy. I like simple. I don't want to use a lot of people have like these fancy Sanskrit mantras, and it's too confusing. But you can use love, joy, peace, serenity, and then an image of like a rose. A color, a body of water. And then when you go into that, that's what you see on the screen of your mind, which that's what Wayne Dyer talks, or temple of your mind.
Right.
Marianne Williamson talks about that.
Oh, she's wonderful too.
Right. I used to go to her every Monday. But the thing is, yoga, meditation is make a comeback because of Oprah. Oprah is a huge...
I was just going to mention that. Oprah and Deepak Chopra, yes, whom I've also met many times in my previous business in publishing. Yes.
So they do. In fact, I've done his 21-day, he does a 21-day meditation challenge. And
that's on the internet.
Yeah.
And I just finished the same thing.
Oh, you did?
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
So I really believe yoga is a moving meditation, but it's the meditation, even if you do it 5 minutes a day. In my weight loss program, I have the women meditate 3 minutes a day. It can shift you entirely.
I believe that. I've started, I'm spiritual because I happen to be a Christian, and other people are Jewish and Muslim, whatever their religions are. But I think meditation fits with any religion also. So I try to start it in my little religious way, and then meditating in the morning for a few minutes. But I also do my stretching too. So you have to get kind of into a routine to clear your mind and all.
Yes, it's key. I mean, it really is. It really changes you. They just did a whole study at UCLA. What is the gentleman's name? Howard Siegel. He's
the brain guy.
Right. They did a whole study. I mean, it's proving it more and more. 12 minutes a day. Actually, in 2 years, you shift your brain chemistry. I mean, it's so powerful. And the brain creates our body.
That's right. He's a very interesting man. He's written several books, too, and I've heard him speak several times, too. This is amazing. I've never met Molly before, but somehow we have these connections that we know all these people. Amazing.
It's the 6 degrees of separation.
That's right. That's true. So, okay, well, we're going to take a quick break here and hear from our sponsors, and then we'll be right back dishing some more details with Molly.
There's only one La Contessa skincare, always searching the world to bring you the finest ingredients and techniques for a more glowing, youthful appearance. Introducing La Contessa Ultimate Counter-Aging System. The Ultimate Counter-Aging System helps preserve the overall vitality and youthful appearance of the skin by tightening sagging skin and smoothing skin texture while reducing age spots and helping to reduce wrinkle depth and volume. Discover and try La Contessa Skincare for yourself at LaContessaSkincare.com.